Next, which is ascending growing. The descending part of the plant is root. The ascending part is shoot. Okay. From the shoot part only, all plant organs will be arise. Okay, like stems, leaves, flowers, roots, everything. Which means the the shoot apical meristem cells, which is modifying to form leaves, and it which is a flower is also a modified shoot, which means the main parts of the plant organs will arise on the shoot system. Okay. First we have discussed about the root. Yes, no? From the all plant organs we are going to discuss one by one. Root having been completed, and coming to the now stem. What is the general function of the stem? Function. What is the root function? Absorption, water and minerals, and anchorage, and it stores the reserve food material. Yes, no? And synthesis of plant growth hormones or regulators. Coming to the stem, what is the function of stem? It supports. Okay, it mainly helps to support, and whatever the plant organs will be present on the shoot only. And coming one most important thing, it is carry water to all parts. Yes, no? It is also helps in the conduction of water, which means transport of water and minerals and food. Okay. So is the stem is modifying means? Is the stem is going to modify? Of course yes. For either for the protection, either for the support, either for the storage of food materials, they are also modifying. Okay. So let's see about the stem. So what are general characteristics? It is a aerial part. It exhibits positive or negative phototropism. Positive phototropism. It grows towards the sunlight, and it exhibits negative geotropism. Okay, and they are generally in which color? Green color. Yes, no? Okay. In the primary plant, they are in the color of green. Later it become the brown. Okay. And coming to the function, it supports and conduction, photosynthesis. So the main process, the photosynthesis process which occurs in the parts of leaves, which is okay. The process of photosynthesis which occurs in the leaves. Yes, no? So the leaves are present on the stem. Yes, no? In the shoot part only. And coming to the storage, it stores food or not. So other than the normal function, if the stem is modifying for the storage of food or else any other reasons for support, those are nothing but the stem modification. Okay. So let's see. Stem modification. There are three types of stem modifications. One is underground stem modification. We know the general function of the stem is it is a aerial growing. If it is doing the opposite function, which means the stem is growing underground, that is nothing but the stem is modified or not. The stem is changed for the normal function or not. Yes, no? So that is underground stem modification. Okay. So for the storage, mainly for the storage. Tell me the examples of the stem modification. I mean underground stem modification. Rhizome, ginger. Okay. Tell me. Tuber, potato. Bulb, onions. Corn, colocasia. Amrophilus, colocasia. These are examples for the storage, storage of food. So for what purpose they are actually storing the food? Not only for the storage of food, they are also for the, it is also changing for the prenation. Okay, which means to survive for the next season. Okay, to one season to other season, if they want to get the, make a crop, they can directly make it out of this. Okay, they are modified for their germination part also. It is a main part for organ of prenation. Okay, and coming to the aerial stem modification, which means the stem is modifying at the aerial part, either as a tendrils. What are tendrils? Yes, they are slender, very thin. Yes, no, and the coil structures, like a telephone will be there, no. So then a coil structures. There are two types, which means they either arise by the axillary bud or else by the terminal bud. Okay, we look into it. And for the protection, thorns. Okay, so why they are modified as by thorns? For protect themselves. See, for us, the cow, goat are herbivores. For the plants, they are only the carnivores. Yes, no. So for that reason, the stem is modified as a thorns. It is mainly for the protection from grazing animals. Okay, and coming to the arid regions, which means desert regions. In the desert regions, how come they are protecting them? See, for the normal leaves, if you keep a normal plant from here to the desert, it will die in 2 to 3 days. Yes, no, because the loss of transpiration, the loss of water will be occurred. Yes, no, for that, to avoid that, to survive them, those plants, the stem is modified itself. Like opentia, if you see the opentia, the stem is a flat in structure. Okay, is the here plants and the desert plants are same morphological structures? No, they are differently modified. They, to survive in that particular condition, they are modified like that. Okay, so and some are for the vegetative propagation. Why it is vegetative propagation? To survive them. Yes, no, if there is no favorable condition to as a for reproduction, they have to be generated from the vegetative parts only, for the vegetative propagation also. Coming to the subaerial modification. What is meant by subaerial modification? Not totally underground, not totally aerial. Okay, they are showing in that condition. So from this is a stolon, sucker, runners and offsets. Okay, the examples of the stolon is jasmine and mint. Okay, we'll discuss in detail also. See, stolons, jasmines, from the base of the stem, the roots is going to arise. Okay, from the inverted U like structure. If it is a plant, okay, no, that is for the runners. Okay, that is for the runners. So from the base of the stem, the roots are erased and fixed into the soil, and the new plant going to arise from that. Okay, that is exactly like the inverted U. Inverted U is the for the stolons. So that is completely opposite for the sucker, which means it is inverted U. The U is for the suckers. See, if it is a plant, okay, from the underground base of the stem, the lateral branch grows horizontally, okay, and arrays obliquely upwards to the soil and arrays new plant. It is in a U. Sucker is showing the inverted U and stolon is showing the, sucker is showing the U and stolon is showing the inverted U. So the sucker's example is BPC, banana, pineapple, chrysanthemum. We'll see. And runners. The word itself saying they are running. Yes, no. They invade new inches and fixed into the soil. The older parts often die and the new parts will grow. So example, all grasslands grown like that, strawberries, oxalis, these are examples. And coming to the offset, in the subaerial stem modification only, offset is also there. What is our offsets? These are aquatic plants. What? Aquatic plants. So coming to the aquatic plants, the examples are Pistia and Eichhornia. There's just one internode length. Tell me, what is internode in the stem? Distance between two nodes. Exactly that length only the new aquatic plant will be erased. They bear the tuft of roots and rosette of leaves. Okay, the arrangement we call it as a rosette of leaves and having the tuft of fruits. Okay, they usually grow off in the in the area of lake or everything. So Ecornia, Pistia and Ecornia are the examples of the offset, and Ecornia is also called as terror of Bengal. Okay, why? Why they call terror of Bengal? Ma? They'll fill entire. They will fill entire the lake or anything. Okay. For that, what is happening? The aquatic species are affecting for that, because there is no entry of oxygen there. So how come the aquatic species can live? They cannot live, right? So that is why they are also called as Ecornia is also called as terror of Bengal. Tell me, these are underground stem modification. The examples are rhizome, rhizome of ginger, turmeric. It's not, turmeric is not there, no? Potato, tuber is potato, corm is colocasia, and bulb is onion. Okay, these are for the underground stem modification. Why they are modified into underground stem modification? To store food, and also acts as it is also organ of prenation to survive for the next season, particularly for the germination for the next season. Okay, and come to the next aerial stem modification. Aerial stem modification. See, if it is a plant, okay, this bud is axillary bud. What? Axillary bud. And if the buds are having at the terminal part, what we call? It's a terminal bud. The first aerial stem modification is tendrils. Yes, no? Tendrils. Tendrils are slender coil-like structures. If the tendril is arising from the axillary bud, what? From the axillary bud. So all those are creepers. What? Creepers. What are the creepers? What are the creepers? Creepers, na? Pumpkins, watermelons. Okay, they cannot climb. They cannot climb, no. Okay, so they are not climbers. They are creepers. Okay, the examples are cucumber, watermelon, pumpkin. All gods are come under for the creepers. They are arising from axillary bud or terminal bud? Axillary bud. They are arising from the axillary bud, which are present in the tip or at the nodes from the nodal region. Okay, from the nodes. If the creeper is arising from the axillary bud, those are all creepers. The examples are all gods, cucumber, pumpkin. If the creeper is arising from the terminal bud, what we call? It's a terminal tendril, and the example for this, grapevine. What? Grapevine. Okay, got it? And come to the next one, thorns. Okay, the thorns example is citrus and bougainvillea. Okay, the citrus and bougainvillea. So mainly for the production. See, where it is there? See. Here the axillary bud arrays as a thorn. Okay. So the examples are citrus and bougainvillea. Write the running notes as well. Okay, and coming to the next one, phylloclades. What are phylloclades? What are phylloclades? They grow in the which regions? Desert regions. Okay, the stem is modified as a fleshy, flattened structure. The further flattened structure example is, these are the thorns, these are phylloclades. If the stem is arranged as a flattened structure, that is example of opentia. Okay, this is opentia. If they are in cylindrical in condition, which means their stem is modified as cylindrical in structure. Cylindrical example is euphorbia. If they are needle in structure, example is Casuarina. What? Casuarina. Okay. The thorns example is citrus and coming to the phylloclades examples are Opentia, Euphorbia and Casuarina. If the flattened structure is example is cylindrical is and needle-like structure is Casuarina. Casuarina. Okay. Okay. And cladophylls. Cladophylls. The example of the cladophylls is asparagus. What? See, these are the cladophylls. Here you can see the leaves. You can see the leaves. No, the branches are itself modified as a exactly like some needle forms. Okay, which means there is no branches here. The branches itself modifies as a needles. These are only do the photosynthesis. Okay, and coming to the last one, bulbils. What? The examples of the bulbils is Discoria and agave. So it is having the bud. See, it is having the vegetative bud. When they detach from the plant, it again gives rise to the new plant, which means it is showing the vegetative propagation. Okay. So in aerial stem modification, what are the types are there? Aerial stem modification I am saying. From the aerial stem modification? Yes. Tendrils example is terminal bud. If though they are they are raised from terminal bud means terminal bud, grapevine, and if the axillary bud is for thorns, the example is bougainvillea and citrus. And coming to the phylloclades, Opentia, Euphorbia, Casuarina. Okay, which is flattened structure here? Opentia. And Euphorbia is a cylindrical structure, and Casuarina is a needle-like structure. Okay, and cladophylls. The example is asparagus. Okay, and the example of bulbil, agave, Discoria. If they are raised from the terminal bud, the example is tendrils. I am asking about the tendrils. Grapevines. Axillary bud is all gods. Okay, creepers. Climbers, so they for the support they will climb. Okay, creepers are not climbers. They cannot climb because as they having the big fruit. Okay, so this is about the aerial stem modification. Coming to the subaerial stem modification. The first one is yes, here it is a runner, but we will start with the stolen. Okay, it is to remember us also very easy. Okay, stolen and sucker are exactly opposite. Okay, this shows a inverted U and sucker is U shape. The examples of the stolens are jasmine and mint. Suckers are banana, pineapple and chrysanthemum. Okay, here where is stolen? Here see. Here from the base of the stem it grows laterally and again fixed into the soil, the new plant is came. Okay, for the stolen. And coming to the sucker, where is sucker? Here it is the sucker. See, here they grow from the base of the underground axis, the lateral they grow horizontally and again they come to the obliquely upwards to the from the soil. They give rise to new plant. The examples are banana, pineapple, chrysanthemum. Coming to the runners, the examples are grass, strawberry, oxalis, which means the word itself is saying they are running. They invert into new inches and they rise to the new plants and the old parts often die. Okay, So the last one, offset. They just in the how much length it will be? 1 internode length. Okay, the 1 internode length, you know, from the length of it, from the nodes only, the roots and the rosette of leaves arise. Okay, they bear the tuft of roots and rosette of leaves. The offset examples are Pistia, Acornia. Acornia is a terror of Bengal. Okay, this is about the stem modification. You have everything. You know, if you have any doubts, let me know now. Have any doubts on stem? Okay, so we have completed the root. Okay, and tell me the examples of the fibrous root system example. Fibrous root, RW. Okay, rice and wheat. And coming to the adventitious roots example, banyan tree. Okay, and also monistra. Okay, and okay, now see the leaf. This is the summary of the stem modification. Okay, tell me this question answer. Stem tendrils are most seen in, sorry, not seen in. Yes, citrus. Citrus is a thorn. The example of the thorn. It's a aerial or subaerial or underground. Aerial stem modification, which means the modification happening in the stem by aerial parts, not on the underground, not on the subaerial. Next question, see, offset is 1 internode long run, in what? Long runner, and each node bears rosette of leaves and tuft of roots. It is found in aquatic plants like, very easy questions I have kept, no? Tell me a lateral branch with short internodes and each node bearing rosette. Very good. Now the next most important part, leaf. Tell me what is the function of leaf? Photosynthesis. They don't have mouth like us, no? They have to prepare by the food as by photosynthesis process. Okay, what else other process they can do? Transpiration. So what is transpiration? Transport of water. Very good. Next, actually the loss of water. The loss of water in the form of water vapor, that is nothing but transpiration. Okay, why it is necessary to happen transpiration? The plants also need cooling effect. Okay, it is also need cooling effect. So from you know, from which part the transpiration is happening? In leaves, from which part the loss of water is happening? I'm asking. Through stomata. Stomata is nothing, you know, it is main function is gaseous exchange, and also what happens? And also for the, it's a further transpiration process. Okay, the next one is gaseous exchange and also conduction. Is we know that the root is also conducting water and minerals, and stem is transporting that water and minerals to all parts of the leaves. Okay, it is help for the photosynthesis process. Yes, no? So what is the conduction is actually happening in the leaf then? Actually in leaf there is having the veins and veillets. Okay, from that veins and veillets only the the absorption of water is happening. So that is why the conduction is happening in the leaves by the veins and veillets. And for protection, so some leaves are modified into spines. See, in the cactus plant, in the opentia, can we see the leaves there? So how come the photosynthesis is happening? Yes, because the stem is in the color of green, which is having the pigment called chlorophyll. So by the pigment of chlorophyll they make the photosynthesis. Then what happens to the leaves? The leaves are modified into spines. Okay, they're modified into spines. So as they are growing in the desert regions, okay, if they are also eaten by any animals, means their existence will not be there. Yes, no? To protect themselves, the leaves are modified as a spines. Okay, and coming to the storage, if they store food or not. Yes, some plants, some leaves store food as well. Like for onion, Okay, if you take the leaves of onion, they are in fleshy in condition, which means they are storing water in the leaves parts. Okay, these are the function which is exhibiting by the leaf. So before we are talking about the modification of leaves, we have to know about the leaf structure. It is very important. Okay, coming from the apex, which means what? Apex, terminal, these are all the tip. So what we can consider as a tip. Okay, so and coming to the lamina, this is having the broad flattened structure is there, no? This is nothing but lamina. Okay, what is lamina's work? So if it is in a broadened condition, then only the photosynthesis is happening. It is turns, no? It increases surface area. And next to the midrib, it is having the long midrib which helps in the support. Okay, and come to the veins and venlets. Now only I have said veins and venlets, transports. Okay, they also helps in conduction. Next to the margin. So they have different margins of different plants. We can see all same margin of every leaves. No. Okay, and coming to the stalk. The stalk of the leaf is petiole, and the stalk of the flower is pedicel. Okay, the stalk of the leaf is petiole. Okay, this petiole is very flexible. So to turn from the sunlight. Okay, so heavy wind is also coming. Okay, the leaves are not all leaves will be fall off. Why? Because of this petiole. The petiole having which tissue? Tell me. For what tissue? Okay, the leaf of the the part of the organ of leaf is flexible for the parenchyma or collenchyma, sclerenchyma. See, collenchyma is for the flexibility. Okay, these having the petiole having the collenchyma tissue. The collenchyma tissue, the function of the collenchyma tissue is flexibility. It exhibits the flexibility. For that reason, the petiole having the which tissue? Collenchyma. Collenchyma provides flexibility. That is why for the heavy wind also the leaf is not falling off. Okay. Tell me, parenchyma cells are also called as? Not also called as. They are present in which regions? Mostly in the living cells. Okay. Sclerenchyma is for the dead cells. They provides the mechanical strength to the plant. Okay, so you have to interconnect. Sometimes they will arise questions like this also. Okay, stipules. So these are stipules. They are not completely leaf-like structures. Okay, but they also perform sometimes photosynthesis. They are not leaf. They are leaf-like structures, not completely leaf. Okay, and come to the leaf base. This is the leaf base. The leaf base which is connecting to the leaf to the stem. Okay, leaf to the stem. So in this also you have to remember very carefully. From this also they can arise question. So next, venation. What is meant by venation? So we know that veins and venlets are there in the leaf. So the arrangement in the leaves, the arrangement of veins and venlets in the leaf lamina is called venation. Okay. See, they have two types of venations. One is reticulate venation and next one is parallel venation. So reticulate venation, the word itself saying it is a network like structures. So here we can see the network like structures like this. Yes, no? Can we see same like this in here? No, they having this just lines. Yes, no? That is why it is considered as a parallel venation. It is a reticulate venation. So in this type, veins and venlets form network or net-like pattern. It's mostly seen in dicots. Tell me the dicot flowers having triamerous flowers or tetra or pentamerous flowers. In dicots, flowers mainly tetra or pentamerous flowers. Okay, the petals are more in number, either 4 or more than 4. Coming to here the parallel venation, it's mostly seen in monocots, mostly seen in monocot leaves. Here is the arrangement is lines. Okay, in this type, in this venation the veins running parallelly. Okay, the best examples of the monocots are rice, grass, maize. These are all examples. Okay, in the reticulate venation, which type of flowers we can see? We mostly seen in dicots. In dicot plants, which flowers mostly have been there? Tetra or pentamerous flowers. Coming to the parallel venation, the veins are running parallelly and they are not having any intersecting. Here the many intersecting points will be there. Yes, no, here is the one intersecting point, here is the one intersecting point. Here can we see the intersection points? No, in parallel venation we cannot see the intersection points. Okay, mostly seen in dicots, it is mostly seen in monocots. What are dicots and monocots? Having two cotyledons we can say as a dicots, and having only one cotyledon we can say as a monocots. So venation helps in the conduction of water and minerals and food. Okay, and it is also provides a mechanical strength. That is why if you see some people are now doing the leaf art as well. They are making some structures of lords, and they are keeping in the in the clothes. They are making the form. Yes, no, by the beanlets. Okay, if you saw anybody, Instagram it is trending now. Okay, types of leaves. So what are types of leaves? How many are there? Simple leaf, compound leaf. Simple, which means it does not have any complex structure. Only just one leaf will be there. So in coming to the compound, many leaves will be there. Okay, in one midrib it is having the many leaves. Okay, see. Okay, see, it is have a single leaf and undivided lamina. See, here is the leaf is completely occupying. Yes, no, the leaf having the complete lamina. So some leaves will be like this. See, can you see the incision here? Where? So if the incision is there, they have to be complete like this. Yes, no, it is not showing. So it is showing the incision. It is not showing the incision. Okay, incision means the making the curves like this. Okay, here is the incision is there? No. For the leaves, some leaves, see, leaves are of two types. They are showing the simple leaf. They are having the complete lamina. Some doesn't have like that. They have show the incisions. The examples of the simple lamina is simple leaf is mango, hibiscus. These are the examples. Coming to the compound leaf. Okay, the petiole is itself having the, these are two types, pinnately compound leaf and palmately compound leaf, which means the palm is 5. It is exactly appears like this. From the tip of the petiole, the leaf will be like a hand. Okay, and coming to the pinnately compound leaf, we can see numerous leaves here. Okay, which means they are attaching to the one main midrib, that is rachis. What? Rachis. They are having the many leaves. Okay, and coming to the simple leaf, is over, no? So pinnately compound leaf examples are neem, tamarind, and coming to the palmately compound leaf, silk cotton and castor. Okay, so next one, phyllotaxy. What is meant by phyllotaxy? On the stem, the arrangement of leaves on the stem. Okay, how many types are there? 3 types are there. First one is alternate. If the leaves are arranged in alternate manner at each node, if they are coming from the each node in the alternate way, that is alternate arrangement of leaves on the stem. The examples are, and also sunflower, mustard. These are also examples of the alternate phyllotaxy. And coming to the opposite phyllotaxy, the leaves are arranged exactly as a opposite. Okay, the examples of it is Calotropus, guava, ocimum. And coming to the world, which means group of leaves present at the one point. From each node, they are arranging of group of leaves. These are arranged. They are having the group of leaves. No. But as per the NCRT, the guava is example for the not opposite, yes, sorry, opposite. Only opposite, not for the alternate. Okay. For opposite is only the example of guava and Calotropus, according to the NCRT. Here the extra examples are there, but in the alternate there is no guava. Okay. The examples of the alternate is mustard, China rose. Okay. And coming to the world, Alistonia. Alistonia is the, in NCRT, the Alistonia is the only example is there. If you want to remember, Nerium, Rolfi is also examples of world types of, phyllotaxy, which is world phyllotaxy. Examples are Alistonia, Nerium and Rolfi. You have to remember particularly as a Alistonia. Okay. If the stem is modifying, we can say as a stem modification. If the leaf is modifying, then we can say it as a, we know the general functions of the leaf. Yes, right? Other than the general functions, if the leaf is modified to show some specialized functions, then it is a leaf modification. Okay. Here is also types are there. What are they? Tendrils, spines, storage leaves, insectivorous leaves. So tendrils, which means if the stem in the stem, if it is the axillary bud, in that a tendril is arising, means we can say as a stem modification. In the leaves, it's not like that. Okay, at the tip of the leaf, petioles are turning as a tendrils, means it's come under the leaf tendrils. Okay, it is come under the leaf modification. The best example, say me one, if you know, pea plant. Yes, no, from the tip of the pea plant only the tendrils are going to arise. It's mainly helping for the support for the climbing. Okay, the leaves are modified into slender coiling structures, tendrils, which helps in climbing. The examples are pea, gloriosa, cymilax. And come to the spines. Yes, smilax. Okay, next spines. Before only I have said the example, spines. Opentia. In opentia, the leaves is there? No. They are modified into spines. The examples are opentia, barbaris, agave. These are the spines. They only do the photosynthesis, or stem can do the photosynthesis. Stem only used to do the, yes, stem also store water, and also it helps in the photosynthesis, because they don't have the great amount of leaves are not there. The green pigment is mainly present in the stem itself. Okay, and come to the storage leaves. The examples of the storage leaves are aloe vera also, onion, fleshy leaves, garlic. They are having the storage of water condition. So it helps for them photosynthesis. So these are examples of garlic and onion and bryophyllum. Why? What is the, tell me the which type of root system will be exhibited by the bryophyllum? Root system I am asking. Bryophyllum, adventitious, because the roots are grown from the organ of the plant, not from the root. Okay, so it is the best example for the adventitious root. Tell me, ask me any question. Okay, the examples of the storage leaves are onion, garlic, aloe vera, bryophyllum. And insectivorous plants. So I think you all may know about the insectivorous plants. They having the one lid-like structures. So they mainly digest the insects. So to attract them, their lid is open like that they are having the treasure. Yes, no. So to the insects attract what is present in the insect, they will enter into it. Okay, and then slowly the lid will be closed off. Then the insects will be digest. So what purpose they are doing here? what purpose the plants are modified as an insectivorous leaves? No, not for protection, for the nitrogen purpose. Okay, so which means these insectivorous plants are grow in the poor regions of nitrogen. Okay, see, for every plant nitrogen is required. For what purpose? Because in every plant the DNA will be there. The DNA is made up of amino acids. So the amino acids are nothing but nitrogen bases. Yes, no? We are also need the nitrogen. So how come we are taking the nitrogen? Indirectly we are depending on the plants. So our main staple food, rice and wheat, there for those plants the requirement of more amount of nitrogen. Okay, they are taking this is how we are indirectly getting the nitrogen. Okay, so they are mainly growing the regions of nitrogen deficient areas, so they also require the nitrogen. For that the leaves are, the insectivorous leaves are modified. The plants are modified like that, okay, to survive themselves. Okay, the examples are picture plant, sundew, Venus flytrap. Okay, so these are about the leaf modification. So in some leaves the petiole will be there. Yes, no? The petiole. Petiole is attached to the leaf base. Yes, no? The leaf base is itself acts as a photosynthetic part. In some leaves like Australian acacia, those leaves, they live very short, short time only they will live. The leaves after that they fall off. So the leaf base itself acts as a petiole expands and they do the photosynthesis. This is about the leaf modification. Now tell me if you have any doubts. Shall I ask questions? I have not prepared leaf modification any questions. In the next class we'll prepare I'll prepare few questions, very simple questions. Okay, I'll ask questions now.